Here we have a cheap pancake lens, the Canon EF-S 24mm f2.8 STM. Today we're gonna learn 12 things about it, from physical aspects to image quality tests. I am RJ and I'm not gonna waste your time. We will just go through all the main things. Let's begin. Build quality and what's on the lens. Honestly, I like the way it looks. On the front, it has that tiny front element, and on the back, good news, we have a metal mount. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a weather sealing gasket. This lens is not complicated. On the upper side, we only see a switch for auto and manual focusing, and next to it, we have that focusing ring that turns quite smoothly. This 24mm doesn't feel cheap and has a solid build quality. Moving to size and weight. Roughly 2.3 centimeters will stick out when you mount it on a camera, and it weighs only 125 grams. This is one of the smallest lenses that you can mount on a DSLR camera. Speaking about cameras, in its full name we see the EF-S letters, so it means that it only works on Canon's APS-C sensor DSLRs. With an adapter, we can also use it on crop sensor mirrorless cameras. Moving to focal length. This 24mm lens has the full frame equivalent of 38mm, so it is a wide-angle lens. Good in tight spaces, perfect for street photography, and many more things. Let's talk about the minimum and maximum aperture. We already know what's the minimum aperture value, f2.8. It's quite fast, but not as fast as an f1.8 aperture. From what I saw, night photography is quite difficult with this 24mm, especially on a crop sensor camera. Now, the maximum aperture value is f22, and this lens has a 7-bladed aperture. Later, we will see how the bokeh looks like. The sixth aspect, focusing. The STM motor does a good job, as we can see. If you want to take some quick photos, you won't be having issues. The lens focuses fast. Also, I didn't notice any focus hunting, so good job, Canon. Coating and IS. Of course, this lens has Canon's Super Spectra coating for reduced flares and good contrast, but it doesn't have image stabilization. The lack of IS shouldn't cause too many problems though, since this is a wide-angle lens. Let's now move to the image quality tests. We're gonna start with the sharpness test. With the lens adapted on a Canon M50, I photographed this image with targets. This is the center and this is the corner of the image. I put both on one screen so that we can see how the lens is performing at different apertures. At f2.8, the center of the image looks decent, but not too sharp. On the right, of course, the corner has less sharpness, but this isn't such a bad result. I've seen worse. If we close to f3.5, the center of the image looks great. Corner sharpness improved a lot, but if you want to see a good performance, we'll have to close to f4.5. Now, the corner looks good, but the center is excellent. Even if we close more at f5.6, the right side never gets as sharp as what we see on the left side. The best performance is here at f8. Both images are a bit more punchy. Let's see how this lens handles diffraction. When we close the aperture, the image will become a bit softer at f10. If we close even more, starting with f16, diffraction will start to seriously affect this image. And of course, at f22, the image will be too soft. Moving to distortion and vignetting. Here, we see a small barrel distortion, not a perfect result. Those lines are not straight. When it comes to vignetting, we have a good result at f2.8, but this is with in-camera corrections turned on. If we close the peripheral illumination correction, this happens. That tiny front element shows its flaws. Those corners are very dark. We get a big improvement at f3.5 and we see even illumination at f4.5. It's probably better to keep those in-camera corrections turned on with this lens. Close-up image quality. I focused here on the close-up letters. At f2.8 we see average sharpness and contrast, but the situation improves a lot now at f3.5. If we close a bit more at f4.5, everything is looking nice. So in close-ups, not great, but not bad. Finally, bokeh. Up close, this lens produces pleasing results. The backgrounds are nice and soft. The minimum focusing distance of just 16 centimeters helps a lot. But at normal distances, the backgrounds are a bit busy. They still look nice, but we must remember that this is a wide-angle lens on a crop sensor camera. In conclusion, it's decent, nice build quality, good sharpness, portable, a nice cheap prime lens for street photography enthusiasts. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button, there will be more videos like this one. Leave a comment if you own this lens. What's your opinion about it? See you on the next one.